Yes, I am a girl like you. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is now a bi-weekly podcast, but by bi-weekly, I mean
Every other
two
week.
times a month. Yeah.
Well, for now. I'm still trying to figure things out.
We might do mini-sodes. We had a tester one. Felicia didn't like it. I thought it was fine. So, we have a
Well,
lost episode now.
it's not I just don't know about minisodes. Maybe we should just do full, not like full I don't know. I just don't want to do Barbie movies every week, you know. I just wanted to do
Okay.
But I don't know if
We can try new things.
yeah. I know you're not into it, but I still really want to do the DC movie.
Okay. I'll do it.
It has a doll line associated with it.
Sure. Sure,
And
Jan.
I think that's the theme of the podcast is dolls.
Okay. Doll movies. I can get behind that. I just you know I'm gonna get so frustrated about all the differences they take from the comic books that I've read, because I haven't read every comic book series. Like, I'm not amazing or anything, but
There was a point where I was like, I'm gonna read every single Batman comic, and then I read like 20, and then I stopped.
well, it's hard to read every single Batman comic because some of them are really bad. Some people don't really like get Batman. Like, I get Batman.
Oh, you get Batman. You
I love
understand him.
Batman. Yes, I understand him. I too am an orphan who's a billionaire. That's wrong. I'm not either of those things.
Oh, there's actually new Batman. Okay, this is off topic, I guess, because I was thinking about. I feel like we talked about Robert Pattinson as Batman.
We
I'm still
did
holding
because
off.
I am so excited about it. I want it.
I'm holding
Give
off
it to me.
judgment for now, but they like released like a not a trailer, but like one of those like it was kind of like
A
a
teaser.
concept like thing because it just showed like his costume from different angles, kind of. Did
Ooh,
you
I'm
see it?
down. No, I didn't. I'll check it out.
Yeah. So it wasn't
You want
like
me to look it up right now?
no, it's fine.
I'll Google it. I have my phone in my hand because I'm talking to you on the phone.
Okay, so when I was watching this movie, The 12 Dancing Princesses, I got a little distracted halfway through and I just started like surfing Wikipedia and I had to pause the movie because I was reading interesting stuff.
Alicia.
So I'm gonna tell you though, I found something interesting about the Barbie Diaries. Because
Okay.
you remember how we were talking about if we were wondering if it was the same animation studio or not?
Yeah.
It is actually a different animation studio from the other ones. It's called Curious Pictures, and they also did the Three Mycene movies. And then, which is weird because
No
they're
wonder it
2D,
looks like that then.
but they're 2D, not 3D, so I don't really get that. But
But aren't they like similar kind of like vibes?
yeah,
Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise because I have to unfold my legs. I was sitting crisscross on my chair. So.
there is, I would say, yeah, the plot's kind of similar because it's like more like high school drama type stuff. And then I found out that the director of the movie, oh no, I didn't write his name down, but the director of the Barbie Diaries was the same director as the Three Mycene movies. So like but this movie came out first, so maybe this was like his test with Mattel, and then they were like, oh, we like your movies, you should make the Mycene ones. That's my theory anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the Robert Pattinson
Oh no.
like stuff. Sorry.
No,
And I like the
my cat is
I like the
stepping on stuff. So she's stepping on my receipts. So that's what the crinkling noise is.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't hear any crinkling, but
Okay.
everyone else will. We're making a lot of ambient noise this episode, it sounds like. And like in the detailing on his mask with like the little like stitch lines, so it looks more like a real thing that somebody could make rather than like, I don't know, like a piece of plastic that they had to specifically mold and somebody could like tie back to Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm putting my phone down now.
Um,
Let's talk about the 12 Dancing Princesses.
Wait, I did want to ask you though. Did you like the? I didn't like the costume in like the Batman versus Superman because I thought it was like too mechanical. You know.
Oh yeah, no, it's bulky.
Like
I never ended up watching Batman versus Superman because I was like, I don't care.
It was a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I watched it with my mom and she was like, "Oh, like I wish I didn't see it." Because we watch like superhero stuff together, so she was like not into it at all. And
That's
then
cute.
we watched the Justice League, and she was like, "This is a little bit better, but like it still kind of sucks." And I was like, "Yeah, it does."
Oh, it sucked, but like I was blown away by how confident it was. I was like, wait, this is definitely like a movie. It has like a plot.
It has a plot.
Amazing.
Okay, Batman versus Superman didn't have a plot, kind of. Like, it was so, like, it was kind of weird because it was kind of like, like I don't know what the word is. I was going to say experimental, and then I was going to say abstract. It's kind of like that because I just felt like the plot was so, like, random. I don't know.
I haven't seen it. I can't comment.
I don't know. It was like, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's early. I just woke up. But
Yep.
I just didn't like it.
It's officially afternoon for me.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Hey, we're just inching closer and closer till I have to sell people soap, so, you know.
No, but okay, the main market of Lush is bath bombs, I think. Right?
Yes. Yes, but people always call the bath bomb soap. So what am I
Really?
gonna do? Yes. Oh my god, this man came in the other day and he was like, "Yeah, my wife loved the soap." And I was like, "Oh yeah, the bath soap." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then he was pointing at the bath bombs, and I was like, "Oh, a bath bomb, yes, of course." He's like, "I don't like the glitter though. Give me one without glitter." And I
Wasn't
was
Lush
like, "Okay,
the
yeah, I can do
inventor of
that."
the bath bomb?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what my sister told
Well,
me because she used to work there.
yeah, the precursor of Lush.
Oh, so it wasn't
It's
Lush.
been like 3 companies.
Ah.
Yeah.
But like Lush is popping right now, right? It's like the most like famous bath store. I don't really know what you would call it. It's not really cosmetics.
You'd be surprised by how many people come in and they're like, "I've never heard of this place.
Really?
Is this a little independent thing?" And I'm like, "No, it's multinational." And yeah, it
Well,
started in England.
oh yeah,
And then
that's
they're
what I
like,
was gonna say.
"Ew,
Lush is like a
Britain?"
European business, right?
Yeah, it's from the UK.
Okay. I don't know why I was
So
thinking.
that's been our Lush corner.
There is some other thing I was gonna say about Lush, but I lost it. Oh, but so this movie is the 12 Dancing Princesses, and I was reading the page, and it was nominated for an Emmy for the title song. It's pretty exciting.
The title song was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the title screen. Like, I enjoyed all like the 2D little animated gradient princesses dancing on an opposite gradient.
As soon as this movie started, it kind of like gave me the same like warm nostalgic feeling as like the Nutcracker with like the dancing, I guess, because like the last couple movies haven't really been like dancing kind of like movies.
Yeah, I like this kind of classic princessy one. I'm not gonna lie. I guess it's because it reminds me of my childhood. This one I never actually saw, but it gave me the same vibe as Princess and the Pauper. I really liked it.
I'm watching.
Spoiler alert, I liked this movie.
Yeah, I liked it too. My neighbor's outside with her dogs, and she has 3 dogs, and I swear she had 2 dogs.
She has a 3rd dog?
Yeah.
Is it another wiener dog?
She had 3 wiener dogs. Oh my gosh, that one's so small. I think it must be a baby. I don't know, though. I don't...
She got a baby wiener dog? I mean, because Dirk has always been small. But,
I don't know, it's...
But Tobey Maguire, the other one...
But...
Tobey Maguire's always been like a big old wiener dog. You should ask June what her 3rd wiener dog's name is, so that I can refer to all 3 of them by name.
I don't know. I never really see her. Like, everyone... I don't know. It's, like, weird, because... I pass by her sometimes when I'm leaving, and I'm like, "Hey, you," and then I just want. I'm like, she looks familiar.
I know you.
So before I was just gonna tell you, I wrote down the German fairy tale version of the 12 Dancing Princesses. Do you want me to read it to you?
Sure.
Because I just was curious what their source material was.
Yeah, full send.
Okay, so this is the what do you call them? The Grimm brothers version of the 12 Dancing Princesses.
Yeah, like I think it's traditionally like the Brothers Grimm, but yes.
Oh, that's it. The Brothers Grimm. Are they brothers? I don't really remember the whole thing with because they just compiled the fairy tales, right? They don't like write them.
Yeah, I think they're mostly folk tales that they decided to put together.
Okay, so the story is that this father locks the girl's door at night, and then he sees that it's a very short story, so, and he sees that all their shoes are worn out. So he this version's kind of like misogynistic, I feel. But he was like, okay, I'm gonna promise my kingdom. Oh, but he can't figure out why their shoes are worn out, so he's like, I'm gonna promise my kingdom, and like they can. Okay, I'm
I
reading this
literally
wrong.
have no idea where this story is going right now. I'm so sorry, Felicia.
I'm sorry. I need to restructure what I'm trying to say. So he can't figure out what the girls are doing. So he is like, okay, if any man can figure out what the girls are doing at night, because I'm locking their door, like, how are they dancing? Then I'm going to give them my kingdom, and they can marry whichever daughter they want, right?
Wild, yes.
And apparently each daughter is more beautiful than the next. I don't know. That's what it says. Sorry, that was my cat. And all of the guys who attempt to figure out what is happening with the princesses, but if they get the answer wrong, then the kingdom will kill the guys. So like, it's life or death.
That's intense. I want to take that bet.
So this soldier finds this old lady, and the old lady, oh my gosh, Mew, shush. Hi, baby. Mew's up because, you know, it's the morning. This is her time. And this old lady gives this enchanted cloak to the soldier, and I think it's a cloak of invisibility, it seemed like, from the story. And she tells him not to eat or drink anything that's given to him by the princesses. So the princess, I think what happens is the guys come to the castle, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna investigate the women, and then the women give them like poison, and then they become unconscious during the night, so then the daughters like go off to their secret dancing place. You know?
Yes.
So he gets wine from one of the princesses, and then he throws it away because he's like, I'm gonna remember not to drink anything. And then the girl, he notices after he puts on the cloak, I guess, that the girls go through a trapdoor in their floor in their bedroom. And the guy goes with them, and then he takes evidence because like there's like golden leaves and stuff that he takes with him. And yes, he takes the golden leaves.
So pretty much the plot of the movie?
Yeah, it's pretty similar, except the guy doesn't exist, I guess. And
well, that sounds like Derek.
Who's Derek? Oh, is that the name of the cobbler?
Yes.
But he's not evil.
Alicia. No, he's not evil,
well,
but like
this guy is evil, don't you think? Or is that just the way I'm reading it?
I think that's just like the way that fairy tales are. Like, I mean, the princes like kiss them while they're asleep, and it's fucking weird. But you know, that's like the romantic thing, and this guy like is able to figure it out, so he's like the winner and gets like the girl and like the kingdom and all that kind of stuff.
So then 12 princes appear in like the special dancing area. I don't really get if it's magical or not. I couldn't discern. But then the princesses all dance and whatever. And he goes there for 2 more nights, and on the 3rd night he takes a golden cup, and then he shows it to the king as evidence, and then like the princesses confess because, like, you know, they are, you know, they've been caught, yeah. And then he chooses the oldest princess to marry, and then the 12 princes are cursed for every night that they dance with the princesses. And then I did find, this is the story, I guess.
The princes are?
The princes are cursed, but the princesses aren't, which I thought was interesting.
Wait, so there were princes there that they went to dance with?
Yeah, in the
secret princes?
In the basement, I guess. I don't really get that part. But
yeah,
I was reading like the different variations, and like people were saying that the princesses were often like portrayed as like kind of bad and mischievous and stuff because they're like tricking their father. But like, why is it the father's business? Why does it matter if they're dancing? That's why folktales are weird. But I also found a variation where there was a cobbler, so I think that's where this story comes in, right? Because there's no other guy except for the cobbler in the story.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's any princes, right?
No, there's the golden statues that turn into princes.
Yeah,
But
which
yeah,
is better. So now that we
maybe dancing was a euphemism for they were doing it with the princes, and her dad didn't like
but
that.
their shoes were worn. The whole point
Okay, well, I don't know, man.
the whole point is
Like,
that they're dancing with the princes. But the father was so
yeah, but
desperate to find out what they were doing that he would give his kingdom to any guy who found out. So I'm like, why? You know? Okay, so this is the story that's based on. So now we can go into the lighter, more happy Barbie version.
okay, so it starts with the king and Preminger, who isn't Preminger, is there. They just use the same character model again.
I swear, it is, right?
No, it is. Yeah, no, it's for sure.
Like for sure.
For sure. He's like, oh, your daughters are fucking wild, dude, because the three triplets who are the youngest, I'm not gonna remember any of their names except Lacey's the youngest and Genevieve is Barbie.
Yeah. So
and
there
she's
are
like the middleest.
I looked this up because the oldest daughter is 22, and then Genevieve is 16, and she's the main one who's like Barbie, which I think is interesting that Barbie's not the oldest one, but I don't know. I wonder why they chose that. And then the youngest ones are the triplets, and they're 5. So they're like from 5 to 22. It's a range.
Yeah. So the triplets come running in carrying a bug because they're weird and have a bunch of bugs. I thought that was going to end up being like
come back later
a thing. Yeah, but no. They just have bugs and then they tuck their bugs in goodnight. And unfortunately this Chekhov's gun never goes off.
I thought there was only one Kelly that... Oh, this is also the return of the Kelly because we haven't seen Kelly in like a long time.
Yeah, Kelly's back.
I forgot about
and
her.
And then there's two daughters.
Okay. It's all good.
Who are on stilts. The twins are on stilts.
The stilt twins I don't like. I like all the other ones, but I don't like them.
And then the oldest two are playing croquet. And they like... One of them somehow like hits the croquet ball up, which is like... If you've ever just looked at the concept of croquet, that sounds like ridiculous. And she hits her dad in the crown and sends it tumbling off. And
I was reading from the wrong page of notes, but I also was gonna say that I have the DVD for this movie, and they had a trailer for Barbie Fairytopia and Barbie Mermaidia, and then it had a new trailer for the Magic of the Rainbow, right? And then, okay, there's a terrifying thing in this trailer. This is off topic, sorry, but there's a pink version of Bibble. And then the voiceover says, "Will Bibble and Dizzle fall in love?" So that's...
I hate that.
So prepare for that in spring 2007. And then there's also a Polyworld trailer. So...
I know Polyworld.
You know Polyworld? Oh,
no, I'm just... I'm
and
down
then
for
there's
it.
a Curious George trailer, which I thought was interesting because it's like a real movie, not like a Barbie movie.
Yeah. Wild.
Okay. Yeah, and their dad's really nice, and he's like, oh, like, my daughters are so...
He's a dilf.
No. He's like, my daughters are so cute and fun, like, I don't care what you think, like, whatever, you know? And then...
Well, but then he does
later,
in
the first scene, he's like, oh, my daughters are so fun, like, whatever.
But then he tries to talk to them about how they need to be more ladylike in the next scene when they're having lunch, and then they're all like, the cobbler's here. Yeah. Peace, Dad. We're gonna go get our dancing shoes. And he's like,
yeah,
what am I to do with
But, like,
all
he
of
was
you?
being nice about it. He wasn't being like... I mean, at first, I thought he was a fun dad, right?
Yeah. No, he seems like a fun dad.
And Genevieve has a cat, which is interesting, because this cat looks a lot different from the Princess and the Pauper cats. Like, it's more...
It's very kitten-like. I think it's a kitten model rather than cat. And I was really excited because the animals weren't talking, but then the animals talked to each other.
Yeah, except, okay, when the monkey and the cat started talking to each other, I freaked out, and I was like, no, I hate this.
It's just like Preminger's dog and the cats, though, so I gave it a pass because we were like, okay, fine. And then...
at least they weren't okay. At least they weren't talking to the humans. But then the cobbler's bird was talking
But
to
he's
him
a
like
parrot.
not a bird. But parrots don't talk
Yeah,
like that. They'll talk about some stuff with you, but they won't give you dating advice.
that's true. But you know what? I was willing to let it slide because it's like parrots talk in like a lot of animated movies. You know, I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, but I was like, why does he have a parrot? I don't know. It seems very
Yeah.
pirate.
Also, the parrot
right?
has like kind of a problematic Indian accent.
That's what I was gonna say. I was thinking if he doesn't have like if the owner of a parrot doesn't have an accent, would the parrot not have an accent because they're copying the human? Or could they have an or is it like implied that he bought the parrot from an Indian guy and then that's why the parrot had an Indian
I guess
accent?
he had to. I don't think it's that deep, just because of how Barbie has dealt with everything else.
I was just
No,
thinking about it.
If I think about it too much, I'll spiral. So I'm just gonna sit this one out, babe. I'm sorry. Yeah. So they run out and they meet Derek, and Derek and Genevieve obviously have a thing for each other, and then yeah.
Yeah, and then he makes Genevieve special shoes, and then like the bird's all like, "Oh, like you spent all night working on these shoes," and he's like, Derek's like, "What? No, the bird's crazy."
Like, it's just a
blah,
bird.
Blah,
blah.
Don't
listen, it's a bird.
And then he gives her these nice shoes, dancing shoes, because they're all really into dancing, I guess, because that's like their family thing.
Their mom liked to dance,
and yeah, and oh, like then at night they're all gossiping about
they're like, Genevieve,
Derek, and then
he handsome,
and they're like,
you like
Genevieve,
him.
you love Derek and stuff.
He wouldn't even ever notice
like,
me. Oh my god, what are you talking about?
Which is so stupid.
I mean, that's exactly how I felt at 16 also, though, so.
But I feel like it's more like I understand if Derek said that, but like Genevieve's like a princess and like
gorgeous.
I don't know,
and Barbie.
And like he obviously cares about her more than the other sisters. Right? Because he made her special shoes with like rhinestones and stuff.
He did.
All right. And then the evil lady arrives.
She's the Duchess. I can't remember her name.
Duchess Rowena. And I kind of like this scene because I was trying to watch this in more of a critical way, and I noticed that in the first scene we know that she's evil, but like they don't have to tell us that. It's just like by the atmosphere, and then she makes like her assistant carry all her stuff, and she's like whatever. So we imply that she's an evil lady.
And in the transition, this is from like a filmmaking perspective. They did this cool transition where it goes from one of the Kellys' bug boxes, like the top view of that, and like then the bug box transitions into Rowena's carriage top. So you see that, and I was like, that's a nice transition. Look at that one go.
No, what I was gonna say is after she arrives, there's this scene where right after she enters the house, she walks right in front of the portrait of their mom.
Yes, that was so good also.
And I was like, this is good, like foreshadowing that she's gonna take over the family.
She's gonna replace
and I was
the
like,
queen,
wow,
all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Barbie production value here.
I was very nervous when I realized that she wanted to become queen from that specific moment, because she's the king comes in and then he's like, cousin, and I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna try and marry her cousin? I'm so terrified.
Okay, I swear I watched this movie as a kid and I 100% thought that she tries to like marry the king, and when they were like cousin, I was like, wait, what? I swear that's what the plot was. Like I thought she married him and then she started poisoning him, and I thought like that was her plan.
Yeah,
because like if
no, she just wants to be legally queen. She doesn't need to be queen through marriage.
But if the king dies, why would she become queen? Wouldn't his eldest daughter be first in line?
Well, that's what happened. Was he signed and he like decreed.
Oh
that,
yeah.
Like while he couldn't carry out his duties, she would be queen.
But like that couldn't that was like a thing that could have gone the other way, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess he probably thought his daughters weren't prepared because,
Well,
like,
because he brought her
they're
in to
still
teach
young.
them how to be good princesses.
Um, yeah, so there's this, after she comes, there's this scene where he's introducing all of his daughters to, Rowena.
Yeah, they're all
And
lined up, oldest to youngest.
I thought that the lighting in this scene was really nice. Because there was like it was very like shiny or sunny from the windows, and like you could see the lighting on their faces, and I was like, whoa, this looks pretty good.
Nice, yeah.
And so yeah, they go through all the daughters, and
Genevieve
is late because she's always late. That's her flaw.
Yeah.
Which, like, what's she doing, you know?
I don't know.
Like, I'm late for everything, but like I want to know what she's doing because her life seems kind of boring.
Punctuality's hard, okay? You know, I have a hard time with it too. I'm not going to judge Barbie for it.
I mean, I do too. I'm glad she's a flawed character and she's not perfect.
Yeah. Alright, so Rowena goes through all the stuff. She's like, no more singing, no more dancing, no more fun, different colored outfits so I can actually tell all these character models apart. No. Everyone's wearing gray. No. We're all getting gray fans. We're all gonna like...
There was two blonde Barbies, like Genevieve and another one.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I think, the oldest one. Because the oldest ones are twins, right?
I don't know, man.
And I was like, they look exactly the same. Like, they could have, like...
The only way I was able to tell Barbie was Barbie at the beginning was because she had her hair down instead of having her hair up in a bun like everyone else. But then later they put her hair...
Did she have her hair down the whole time?
No, later in the movie she puts her hair up in a bun. So it was just that first scene where they were introducing everyone, and I was like, oh, okay, which one's Barbie?
So like there's this yeah, and then they're all like, she's teaching them how to like wave or fan themselves, and then she keeps like getting their names wrong, and then they're like, rude, I'm whatever, Genevieve. I don't know what are the other ones' names. Lacey. Mm-hmm. And you know what I noticed? I don't know if you noticed this, but the oldest one's name starts with A, and then they go to the youngest one's L, so it's like A, B, C, D. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that, but it doesn't make me mad, it just makes me disappointed.
So, I wonder if I wrote any of their names down. Probably not.
I know one was named Kathleen.
But, well, Genevieve is, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so she's like the sixth. Mm-hmm. Is she the middle child?
Yeah, she's the middleest.
The middleest. And yeah, Rowena changes their bedtime to 8 o'clock, which is like so
ridiculous.
Early. Like,
I wasn't even home by 8 last night, and I was just coming from work. I got off at work at 6:30, and it took me till 8 to get home. Like,
Ooh.
I can't just go to sleep. I gotta eat.
Yeah, I mean, you have a long commute, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I feel bad for them, but like, really, what are they doing all day? Because they don't have jobs. Are they in school? Do they have tutors, you think?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
They're just doing whatever they feel.
They're just having fun. Girls just want to have fun, don't you know?
So, she's playing Genevieve. Like, what are other names? There's a lot of characters in this movie. So Genevieve is playing chess with her dad, and she's like, oh, like, I'm not sure about all of Rowena's new rules. Like, maybe you should tone it down a bit. Like, we don't want to do all this
in the
stuff.
Background, and she's like, oh, well, you don't like my rules? Maybe you should bring in 400 tutors or something, and then...
Yeah.
And then Dilf is
But I did like that, the dad was like, oh, yeah, I like Rowena, and then Genevieve's like, she's very, would she say fashionable or something?
Stylish.
And I kind of like that. Oh, stylish. Yeah. And I was like, I kind of actually think she is kind of stylish. I kind of like her look.
Yeah, she's got a look. That's for sure. And
she has like very tall hair. I don't know how to describe it. What do you call that? She has an updo.
A bouffant? I don't know.
Is it a bouffant?
Isn't that when you take the front bangs area and then just like pull it up and hairspray it to hell? And
she's a really nice dress, even though it's kind of like monochromatic, but like the dresses that she made the 12 princesses wear were like really ugly gray. Like,
yeah, they were boring.
There was nothing there, but her dress is very like nice and flashy and still like it's elegant, but not like, it's not loud, I guess. I don't know. I liked it, but
Yeah. And it's at this point that she starts poisoning the dad, the king,
with his
and
tea.
with his tea. And so the next day is the triplets, who are the youngest, the 5-year-olds. It's their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're all
They do a
disappointed.
nice little singing. They sing to her, which is nice because I miss the Barbie musicals. And then they like do a nice little dancing party, and then they're like, "Oh, what do they say? You'll be queen for a day or something."
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then um they I don't did they didn't already have the storybooks, right? She
No, those were the
gave them
presents.
to them.
Everyone
Was
got
it
one
their
when they were
5th
5 years
birthday?
old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cuz I was going to say, I feel like since I since my mom is like dead, I feel like this movie was kind of like emotional for me. I was like, it hits differently.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, this is like for like young girls who like lost a parent, I feel like. And
Yeah.
it's really sad too, because like they're like, she's poisoning like their dad, and like if their dad died, they'd be like orphans. So I'm like,
Yeah. It'd be
this is
hard.
so mean. So they give like all of the sisters the storybooks, and then they find out kind of through coincidence that each of their storybooks has like a flower that's the same as the floor, right?
So there's 12 stones on the floor in a little, like, kind of mandala, but each stone has a different flower in it. And when Lacey drops her book, the book skids and lands next to her flower. And
I'm
then,
surprised that they've never noticed this before.
well, I mean, I guess that they, like, read the book and they don't necessarily put their book on the ground or, like,
Yeah, but like
sit next to a flower.
it's on their bedroom floor like their whole life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Also, what I was thinking is, do you think the mom is like the mastermind behind all this?
Maybe.
Because I was like, how would, or do you think she knew
I think
about
she
the
found it
secret,
and then
and then
she
she
decided
made
to
the
plan her
books?
whole life around having 12 daughters so they could all go down and so she could go back to it. Because after 3 days or 3 nights or whatever, you can never go back again.
Or do you think that she went down there as a teenager?
I think she found it. I don't know if she was told to find it.
Do you think that that was her family's castle, or do you think it's the dad's castle?
I think it's her family's castle.
Oh, but because
I've
she
done
had
that.
like the gazebo that was like the garden
Mm-hmm.
was like dedicated to her, right?
Yeah.
Because they kept calling it like their mom's garden or something, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, she's really smart and she planned this whole thing for her
Mm-hmm.
daughters. I don't know. But then, like, so Genevieve is like, because in the story, the princess talks about, doesn't she say something about jumping from stone to stone and then spinning 3 times or something?
Yeah. On each. Yeah. So then that's what
So
Genevieve
then
does.
Genevieve does it. And then, like, the floor, like, okay, this is the part, though, that I was confused about, because when she steps on the first one, the floor glows. But if they just stepped on it at any time, wouldn't it be glowing? Because that's, like, the
I
first
think
step.
it's because she jumped on it. She jumped onto it.
I don't know. I'm not convinced that they never would have noticed this before.
Well, because they were all walking all over it, but then when she jumped on it,
she jumped on. But like,
it didn't work for the monkey until the monkey jumped on it.
Oh, I thought the monkey was just jumping on the wrong one.
I mean, maybe.
Well, I thought like maybe it was like if they're dancing on it, but then since they dance a lot, I feel like they would have danced on it, just like practicing moves.
Maybe.
This is my plot hole. I think they would have discovered it before.
Okay. Do you mind if we move past it? Because we only have 40 minutes till I have to leave for work.
Okay. So
they go down into this magical golden garden, and then they take
are these 2 different scenes? Because I feel like the Rowena comes into their room when they're all dancing, right? Or not?
That was during the birthday party in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they find it.
Oh, do they find it at
after
night?
the books?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like,
And
yes, so they go down to the special place, and there's like a boat, very Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, right?
yeah,
That's what it reminded me
without
of.
the tunnel.
What do you call those boats with like the? It's like a
Gondola?
rowboat, but what? What do you say?
A gondola?
Is it a gondola? Maybe.
I mean, a gondola is traditionally like 2 to 8 people, I think, but a 12-person gondola, I guess.
So they spend all night dancing around and having fun, and then like one of the youngest one, who's like, I don't know,
Lacey.
she has like weak legs, I think, right?
She's just the weakest, but that tends to happen with triplets. I mean, like, so there's not a lot of room in the human body for 3 different bodies to grow.
So she falls at some point, and then she puts water from the magical place on her, and then it heals her wounds. So she's like, "Oh, I should save some of this." So she takes some of the water
put it in
back.
a little bottle.
And
that was the moment where I was like, she's gonna use that to heal her dad.
That's funny that you thought that, because I totally forgot about it until she was like, well, that's a spoiler, but whatever. So they wake up or they come up to the top of the place, and then all their shoes are worn out, and then they like go to sleep, but as soon as they like close their eyes, then Rowena's like, "Good morning," and then they're like, "Oh no, we didn't get any sleep because we were dancing all night."
Yeah. It's also wild that their bedtime's 8 p.m. and then they wake up at 8 p.m. I mean, at 8 a.m.
Really? They sleep
so,
for
like,
12
Rowena
hours?
thinks they're gonna sleep for all 12 hours.
That's actually... Sometimes I sleep for 12 hours, so I can't judge.
Well, I normally, like, wake up and I'm like, ugh. It's, like, 6 a.m. I'm gonna sleep for, like, another hour, and then I sleep for 4 more hours, you know? That's how I normally sleep for 12 hours. I don't sleep, like, a full 12 hours. I always wake up at least one point.
Yeah, so they're doing, like, stuff. I didn't write it down. But then the monkey goes through their room, and then he finds the dancing shoes, and then he brings them to Rowena, and she's like, didn't the cobbler just bring these? They've worn them through. And then she's like, dancing means princes, and princes means marriage. Which I was like, that's such, like, a stretch. Like, why can't they just be dancing with each other? Or dancing with no one. I don't know.
They have to be dancing romantically. Romantic dancing only.
But, like, where would... Okay, well, I guess at this point she hasn't locked their doors, so she thinks they're leaving the castle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, since the dad's still sick, I wish I knew his name.
Dilf.
Did he have a name, do you think?
I don't remember. They just called him Papa.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which I don't enjoy.
They're like, Papa!
I don't like the name. I don't like the father name Papa.
You don't like when people call their dads Papa?
Dad Papa? But, like...
I like it because it
just
seems
feels
so, like, 18th century, like, Papa.
I was gonna say it sounds pretentious, so...
Well, maybe modern day, but, okay, if someone... in the if someone I saw said called their dad
in the modern era,
Papa, I would be like, okay. Like, I calm down. But I kind of like it when people have, like, different names for their parents. Because, you're always like, Mom, Dad. It's so, like, ordinary. So they call the doctor for the dad, and he's like, oh, like, just give him some of this potion, which I wonder what's in it. I don't know how advanced their medication is at this time.
Probably not that advanced. They're still in a
And then Rowena's like, oh yeah, I'll give it to him, and then she pours it in the plant, which, like, rude.
That can't be good for the plant. Don't give the plant antibiotics. That doesn't seem right.
And I said Derek's watching Genevieve dance, but I don't remember when this is. But
that was in the pavilion, so that was after the first night. So then she did the dance that you're supposed to do on the stones in the room, out in the pavilion.
Which this is a solo dance because she wasn't dancing with anyone.
Yeah,
I'm just saying their room's really big, so like in the center. So I'm surprised she wasn't like, maybe they're just dancing around the room.
Can't be. Must be princess. Must be sneaking out. Anyway, so that night she's...
Wait, no, I have other stuff to say.
Okay.
So she's watching her...
If you have to finish the podcast on your own, though, that's on you. Is that okay?
No. Wait, I'm okay. I can just read through my notes really fast. I said
It's okay. I just
Okay,
stressing.
I said
I don't
Derek's
want to be
watching
late.
her
I'm
dance,
sorry.
and then she's like, "Oh, Derek, can you help me? I saw Rowena. What did she see? She saw a man give something to Rowena, right?" And she's
Right.
like, "I want to know what it is." And then, um, Derek becomes like their spy, and then they go. I think then they go back down to the place, and then they wish for like ballet dresses, I think, and stuff, and then they do like a ballet
Yeah.
number. It's very pretty.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think at this time, Derek sees the guy that, because she said he was like wearing some recognizable clothes, right?
Yeah.
And then he sees him like I think on a horse, maybe,
He is on a
right?
horse. Yeah. And so he rides
Um,
after him.
and the guy who's selling her the drugs, he has like crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Did you see him?
Yeah, it was
He
rough.
looks very crazy.
He's an
Um,
apothecary. Means he sells
apothecary.
herbs.
Okay, it's not drugs, it's herbs.
Well, I
But
mean, it
like
is
that could
drugs.
be non-poisonous herbs, right?
Yeah, no. There's like, that means he sells lots of different things. But it also means
Yeah,
that he sold her whatever she's putting in the king's tea.
which is poison.
Yes.
He sold her poison.
Yeah.
So
And he was
he's
like, I
like,
wasn't going to
"Oh,
do a deal with her because everyone knows that she doesn't pay off her debts, but she came through this time. And he shows Derek that that Rowena gave the girl's mother's chalice to him as payment. So then Derek trades his horse
his horse,
for
yeah."
the chalice and then decides to walk all night right back.
Oh, and he has to carry his like little thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
His cobbler's
His
chest.
is I don't know.
His
Wagon,
cobbling cart.
I guess. Yeah. So he gets the goblet back, and then I think they come back, and then the monkey finds their shoes again, right? And then Rowena's like, because like you guys are still dancing at night, you have to clean like the garden and stuff.
And the stairs.
And then I think Lacey and Genevieve are like, oh, like we have to tell like Papa, or we have to visit him or something because he's sick and we should spend time with him. I don't remember why they visit him.
I think it's
But
because
then
Lacey felt sad that she's so like sickly and everything like that. And so Genevieve was like, we'll go visit Papa and then that'll make you feel better.
Yeah, and then they overhear him saying that his 12 daughters are 12 burdens, and then they like run away crying or whatever. But then after they leave, he says that they're the best part of his life. So
he said they'd never be a burden. It's because Rowena said, yeah, Rowena was like, oh, you're 12 burdens, if you know what I mean. And he's like, 12 burdens? I do have 12 daughters. And then they like leave, and then he's like, but they'd never be a burden. They're the light of my life. I love each one of them.
Yeah, which like is still sad, I guess, because I think that their dad hates them.
Yeah.
But then at that night, Rowena is like, okay, I'm gonna lock the door, like, so you guys can't leave.
And then they disappear into the place, and they're like, let's just not go back for a little while.
Oh yeah, because they tell
time to heal and all that.
They tell Rowena tells the princesses, like, if you want to help your dad, you should just leave him alone. So then the girls are all sad, and then they're like, okay, let's just run away and stay in the magical place because, like, we don't want to be burdens to our dad, you know? We should just give him some time to heal. And I think at this point they realize that they can't go back because this is their last time they can go into... This is their third time, right? So this is their last time that they can stay there. So they stay there for the whole day. So everyone's like, where'd the princesses go? They're missing. And then the doctor comes back and, like, he's like, oh, it sounds like he'll heal. And then Rowena's like, oh, he hasn't been the same since his, like, wife died. And then he's like, oh, like, a broken
heart is one thing medicine can't heal.
Yeah, so, like, I guess she's kind of setting up this narrative that he's gonna die. Yeah, because he's heartbroken.
I mean, mood, but like...
So, Derek goes to their bedroom, and then he sees. I guess this is another part in the movie that I kind of thought was a stretch. He sees the shoe polish on the floor, and he realizes that the shoe polish is like
Holmes.
the strongest on the first stone, and then but I don't know about this part.
Yeah.
But then I guess it
But
makes
then
sense because he saw her dance in the
yeah, so then
pavilion,
he
right?
tries to dance. He's like, "Oh, this is just like the thing in the pavilion that she was dancing on. Let's check this out." And then
And then
and then the parrot acknowledges that that's a stretch because he's like, "You're paying real close attention, huh?"
yeah, which I guess this is kind of the part that's like the fairy tale where he's investigating where the princesses went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so he goes down there, and at the same time, the princesses are all down there, and like two of them are dancing with each other, and then they're like, "Oh, I wish we had dance partners." So then they wish for princes, and then these like golden men,
They're the
like
statues that were in the garden and
were they
come to life.
statues or
Yeah,
because I felt like some of them weren't statues, like they just appeared.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
they
know.
had 3 statues in the garden, and then all 3 of them came to life.
Okay, so they
But I'm not
like
positive.
these golden men come out and start dancing with them, and then well, because the flowers, I guess we didn't talk about this, but the flowers in the magical area, they grant wishes. So like every time they say I wish for something, then the flowers like open and then they glow, and then they're like, oh, I wish
Then it
for
comes true.
music, I wish for princes, I wish for a new outfit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Derek goes down there and he sees the girls and he I think takes the boat over to them, right?
Yeah.
Because there's kind of like two islands. It's like where they come down, and then the other island's like where they have space to dance, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the pavilion. The golden pavilion.
Oh, the Golden Pavilion.
And from the story.
And then the monkey, he wait, does he see the princesses or Derek open the thing? I don't
He
remember.
sees Derek open it.
So then he
And then
goes to somehow he manages to bring Rowena to the room and show her, which I like wonder how he led her there.
She seems to listen to her. She seems to listen to him, you know?
Yeah, so
like
he's
when he brings her the shoes and all that kind of stuff, and then he brings out the shoes the second time and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess the monkey's like her spy.
Mm-hmm.
So he tries to open it, but then he's like jumping on the wrong ones, and then he finally does the right one, and then oh yeah, she does go down there, and then she wishes that
she could see what was going on the other island.
Yeah, and then her like spectacle things turn into a telescope.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Ooh, get me some of those flowers. Those are useful." Mm-hmm. So the monkey grabs 2 of them.
And she sees all the 12 princesses over there. And which I think is interesting is she sees Derek over there, but she doesn't say anything about it.
She doesn't comment. She's just like, okay, I don't give a shit.
But like, they're like, because she probably saw the golden men, right? But like, there's only one real guy there. And she knows Derek, right? Or maybe she hasn't seen him. I don't know.
Yeah. She just knows him as the cobbler.
Well, she knows a cobbler comes there, but I don't know if she's ever actually been there when he's come, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. And then the Rowena goes back up and she's like a henchman guy. I don't remember his name. Desmond?
Yep.
But she's like destroy the ground, like break these tiles with like a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So the princesses will be trapped down there forever.
And that's definitely not evil or anything. Totally chill.
Well, she would murder all of them, right? Yeah, because it's not like they're just trapped down there. Didn't the place start to fall apart?
The way out disappeared and the boat disappeared. But I think the pavilion was fine.
Okay, so kind of they could have stayed down there forever.
Mm-hmm.
But then they never see their dad again.
Good.
Well, and, I mean, it could be okay because they can wish for anything, right?
Yeah, and they
can wish for food.
But they do Felicia.
I mean, Derek I would stay down there if I was.
Felicia. Derek informs them that their dad is only getting sicker.
Yeah, and
that Rowena's the one doing it, and that she's the queen now, and all this other stuff. And they're like, "Well, we gotta go back."
Yeah, so Genevieve wishes for a way to find the exit, right?
Yeah, she's like, I want a way out, and then it shows her the pavilion has like the same stuff.
What if she just wished, I wish my dad was here or something? I wish that.
I don't know if that would be the best.
Then they could stay. Okay, yeah, you're right, because then Rowena would still run the kingdom. But
Mhm.
okay, this movie though is one of the ones where we see nothing about like the citizens of the kingdom though. So like
Yeah.
anything that's happening with the royalty doesn't really like seem that like effective to the people, because in like the Princess and the Pauper and stuff, we at least see the people. And in like what's that other one where she is frozen?
Rapunzel?
No,
No.
the one
Frozen?
where not
What do
Frozen.
you mean?
No, the one where he freezes all the citizens. The Magic of the
Oh,
Pegasus.
right. Yeah.
But like in this movie, we never see anyone outside the castle, right?
Yeah.
Except for Derek, I
You
guess.
see
but-
Derek. And the apothecary.
well, yeah, but they're like on the path away from the castle. They're not like in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying it's lower stakes than it could have been, because we could have been Rowena could have been like, oh, I'm gonna like destroy all the people's lives in the kingdom. Then we'd be like, oh no, they gotta stop her.
I mean, I don't think she's gonna do a good job. It sounds like she's very bad at handling money, so.
oh yeah, because she didn't have any money. I forgot about that.
Mhm.
So yeah, they smashed the floor. Then she wishes for a way out, and I don't remember how she leaves.
She and Derek. She
Oh,
starts
her and
to try
Derek
to
have
do the
to dance
dance, but then it
together,
doesn't work.
right?
Yeah, they have to dance together. So they all have to dance together to get it out. So.
Oh, and
Derek
then I like that part because they're dancing together. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, it's fine. Continue.
Okay, I like that part because they're dancing together, and then like they start elevating, and then their like feet are sparkling and stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of the sisters kind of dance around them, and then they all start to elevate out of the floor. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be implied that this place is kind of actually kind of under their bedroom, you know? Like it's a magical
it's
place
kind of like
under their bedroom, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like a fully new dimension. It's like under their bedroom.
I mean, like, I don't know, I guess. I think that it's supposed to be like, because they come out of like a portal that's made in their mom's garden. So I feel like it's more like an entryway to another world, is what I was seeing it as.
I guess. Yeah, so all the places are kind of connected because the mom's pavilion and the golden pavilion are like somehow connected.
In the same spot. Yeah, they're like the same distance away and everything like that. So they get there, they find out Rowena has hired guards, and she has become queen and all that jazz, and they're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, because the dad was like, I'm gonna sign over the rights to the kingdom to Rowena until I get better.
Yep. And then one of the guards is like, he won't even last the night. And then, so all the princesses and Derek and the bird who is like, what about me? Are all like, okay, we have a plan. And so they all use the things that they're good at to make a distraction, and all that kind of stuff.
Rowena says that if they see any of the princesses, they should throw them in the dungeon or something, right?
Yes.
So they're like, oh, we gotta like, I don't know really what their plan is. Is their plan just to see their dad?
Well, they're just to like, their plan's to sneak in and like save him. And so the stilt girls are like walking on stilts, and they
I don't like this. For some reason, the only thing I remember about this movie as a kid was this scene where they're walking on the stilts, and I don't like it because it doesn't make sense from like, it makes sense from our perspective, but it doesn't make sense from the soldier's perspective. You know?
Anyways, they're walking on stilts. They trick the soldiers into falling into a bush because the soldiers think that they're walking on the garden wall. It's very funny. The two princesses who like croquet hit the croquet balls into soldiers' heads like they did with their dad earlier. Very funny. Makes a metal ringing sound when it hits their helmets. Great content. Then Genevieve, Derek, and a couple of other sisters run into the castle. They're making their way there. Genevieve distracts Desmond, then like locks him in this like room or whatever. And just as they get to the door, their dad has had the last of the tea, and Rowena has revealed her evil plot to him, and he was like, I should have known. And then he like drops a teacup and he dies.
Very sad. And like at this point, Rowena, since she stole the magical flowers, she's like, I wish that. since you like dancing so much, I wish that you'll dance forever.
No, there was a
no, is
different
that
dance
later?
first.
Is that wait?
Yes,
When does that happen?
that's the second wish. She got 2 flowers. So the first wish is Derek and Genevieve bust in. They see that her dad's dead. And they're like, Rowena, you won't get away with this. And then she's like, I wish for knights in armor to protect me. And so these 2 armor knights come and they're fighting with Genevieve and Derek. But Genevieve and Derek beat them. And then Lacey, who's the very youngest and smallest and weakest, is like has run into the castle. But Desmond has gotten out and he takes her up to the room. And Rowena wishes on her second flower. She's like, I wish that since you like to dance so much, you would dance forever. And it like the magic's coming towards Genevieve, but she takes her fan out, and just like Rowena taught her, she gracefully flaps the fan and fans the magic back into Rowena's direction. And then Rowena starts to dance forever. And since it's your favorite, I'll let you.
Okay, no, I just want to say it was one of my favorite parts. And then Desmond, right, is like, okay, I'll help you, I'll stop you, and then somehow since he holds her hand, then they merge together, and then they're both cursed to dance forever. And
he seems to like it.
What? Oh, he seems to like it, as I said.
He's like, I think that he has a crush on Rowena.
I do too.
You know, because he's like. She's like, why do you keep stepping on me? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't let go of your hand. I gotta keep dancing.
Yeah, so then they kind of just, like, dance out of the castle, right? And then...
with the monkey following behind.
Lacey's like, oh, I still have some water from the lake. Maybe we can try to use it on Papa, like, to see if it'll help him. Yeah. It's the classic revival.
She dumps a little locket of it.
Story.
In his mouth, and then he, like, wakes up and he looks great. He looked really pasty and hollow cheeks and eyes before this, and now he looks as dilfy as possible again. And he's like, oh, I should have known Rowena sucked. I love each of you girls in your own way, and you're all amazing. And Genevieve's like, sorry that we disappointed you, Daddy. Well, she says Papa, but I'm like, I don't like saying Papa. I don't know.
Papa.
Sorry that we disappointed you, Papa. We'll try better. And he's like, no, you guys do amazing. I love you so much. And then cut to
the wedding.
all the girls are like in this carriage, and then you see Genevieve in a wedding dress, and you're like, what? And then her dad and Derek are at like the end, like where like a priest is, and then he comes up and he walks her down the aisle with like 3 triplets being flower girls, and you're like, this happened really fast. Like I know they both liked each other for a while, right? But like, yeah, no, there was definitely a time skip, but like, I like that at least in Princess and the Pauper, when there was a time skip where like they got married, you at least kind of got to see them like hanging out or like going and living their dream and all that kind of stuff. Like this just felt like I know it's a time skip. But why couldn't we have
about how
seen
Princess and the
like,
Pauper, like, she travels the world as, like, a singer. That was a cute ending.
Exactly. That was why I really liked that. That's why it felt so romantic. And I love the scene where Desmond and Genevieve are dancing together to get out, because it seems like they're having a lot of fun, and they're like, oh my gosh, we both like each other, that's amazing. But then they're just married? Like, I know, like, I get it.
They wanted a happy ending for this movie. But, like,
can you just show me, like... I'd rather have the happy ending be like they're holding hands and like.
So you feel like
together,
the wedding was unnecessary?
Not like they got married. Yes, I feel like they could have had like a big ball or something.
Oh, that would have been cute. According to Wikipedia, they're both 16. So
12 dancing princesses. What are you saying for plot?
Ooh, 7.
Okay, wow, yeah.
I like the plot of this movie.
7, and you know what? Yeah, I had 6, but I think I'm going to agree with you. 7 sounds about right. 6 feels a little low. All right,
I would say I really like this movie, on par with Princess and the Pauper.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. It's great. We gave Princess and the Pauper 2 7s also.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and give the characters like an 8, I think.
I'm going to go like 6, I think.
Okay. 6 and 8. I like that each sister had her own little thing, even if we didn't get to explore that much. Like, it
Yeah.
felt like they were all separate, you know?
I kind of wish they separated them a little bit more, though.
Yeah.
I guess maybe
All
that's
right.
more of an art thing.
Yeah. What are you saying for art?
This is a hard one because I did like the shadows and I did kind of like some of their things, but I don't know about the designs.
I like the character design a lot, you know,
but
honestly.
I wish that they differentiated the daughters a little bit more.
They tried a little bit.
Not that much.
Okay.
Would you say the medium daughters are kind of like skippers?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna say 6.
Oh, wow, nice. That's the highest we've ever given.
Really?
Yeah.
I do think the
highest before
animation's
was 5.
improving though, especially from the Barbie Diaries, because that animation was rough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coming from the Barbie Diaries, anything's an improvement.
Maybe
honestly.
that's why it looks so good to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
And then for romance.
Ooh, I said 2.
Aww.
It was there, but I don't know. Genevieve and Derek's romance was kind of boring.
I thought it was cute, so I gave it a 5.
That's okay.
Yeah. I really like the dancing scene. They seem so happy.
I like
It made
them
me happy.
dancing,
But
and-
maybe that's because I'm lonely and I really want to dance with someone.
I mean, they had a cute little romance, but I just don't think it was developed enough. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you know that 2 is the lowest Steve's given so far?
For romance?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about really? What about like the first ones, like Rapunzel?
For Rapunzel, you gave a 5.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did I? No. Okay, I'm gonna stay with 2.
Okay.
It was just
dialogue.
uninspired to me.
What are you saying for dialogue?
Oh, dialogue? I don't know. This movie didn't have particularly interesting dialogue. Maybe like a 4?
Yeah, I just said 5 because it felt very average to me. And then for villain,
Ooh,
what
this
do we
is
think
kind of a hard
Ms.
one.
Rowena?
Was
Yeah.
was Rowena a good villain? Yes. I think.
Yes. But you also didn't like... I can't remember like any line she said. I don't want to like...
But that's
I
more
don't
like
know.
dialogue.
Yeah, no, but I mean like she doesn't have any like memorable things other than her aesthetic, honestly. I really liked her aesthetic,
Yeah.
but it's not like...
But do you think like she was like a good like I think she was a good villain because she's related to them. So like they couldn't completely go against her. And then she was kind of teaching them something that they kind of need to know. So
yeah. I don't know, I was just like, I'm comparing it to the best villain so far, Preminger, where like, when I think of him, I think of the aesthetic, I think of the voice, I think of him always saying, how can I refuse? You know,
but
he had a
songs,
catchphrase.
so that made him better. Wait, what did I give Preminger?
Yeah. You gave Preminger a 7, and I gave him a 6.
I'll give her a 6 then, because I think she was like one step below Preminger. Like she was up there in the top villains for me, but not the best villain, you know?
And I'll just give her a 6 also, because that feels about right.
Okay. Is that all of them? Or did we forget one?
Yep. We got him. Look at us go. Look at us, just clip, 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 clopping right through.
Click, click,
Don't know what that was. Clip, clip,
like
clopping.
horses.
I'm a horse now. Does this make me a horse girl? That's terrifying. Alright, we have a final score.
Ooh, tell me.
5.583 repeating. So 5.58.
5.58.
Yep.
Repeating. 3 repeating.
Yeah.
So where does that rank?
Out of 10. So where does that put us? That gives us...
I predict it's the second best.
It's the second best. It's behind Princess and the Pauper.
Which we gave what?
6.6 out of 10. So it's almost a full point behind, but it's still good.
And the third one is which one?
Which one is the third one? I think it's a tie between Rapunzel and Swan Lake.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I feel like is fair. Those are classics.
Yeah, the classics. This was one of, I feel like, the later on good ones.
Yes. This is before the animation gets like wild. I saw a preview while I was watching this one and I was like, oh my god, that looks good. What? So I'm excited.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna look up really quick what the next movie is.
Go for it.
This is I think the 9th movie in the films.
I guess.
So we're
should we do
getting
something
there.
special for number 10?
No, I was just saying we're getting there. I think maybe we'll try to do, I think, a non-Barbie movie for the next week since this episode's kind of short. I think we could do a full movie review, right? Or not?
Yeah.
Oh, the next one's Magic of the Rainbow. That one's the 10th.
Okay, cool.
And then there's Barbie Island Princess, which I think is the last one that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Magic of the Rainbow before.
Exciting.
So...
Sorry for making this such a short episode. I didn't mean to. I mean, I don't know, an hour isn't that short. No, it's my fault
because I'm leaving this weekend. So, yeah, I mean, this is like, I remember our first episode was 30 minutes. So,
yeah.
I just don't know how we fit that much information, and I guess we didn't go too in depth.
No, we were
but
just...
I want to paint the picture for people who aren't watching the movie, you know?
Yeah, but when we're in person, like, I think we have an easier time of, like, just kind of keeping it rolling. There's more silences and more waiting when we're on the phone because I don't want to talk over you without realizing it, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well.
And also we've gone on a lot more tangents.
Okay, there was that one episode we recorded in person, though, where we went on so many tangents and it was like over 2 hours. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I spent like a long time talking about like, I don't even remember what it was.
Broadway.
Not that one. The one before that. The very tangential episode. Oh, was that the Broadway one?
Yeah, that one has Broadway in it.
I don't know. Like, Lucas texted me and he was like, oh, I liked how you guys spent like,
2 minutes on the Barbie stuff.
20 minutes talking about, what did he say? I think it was Disney, maybe? Because
I got mad about Disney.
Long tangent about Disney live action movies.
Yeah. I will always go on a long tangent about Disney live action movies.
Have you thought about an outro?
I have not.
Okay, I'm actually ready to go on another tangent about Disney live action movies because they've announced more. Okay. But maybe we'll save that for next episode.
Save that for next episode. I gotta put on pants.
I don't know what's a good outro. I'm having so much trouble with it.
I kind of like it when we just say, you're just like me, I'm just like you, back and forth. And then just kind of do an awkward, like, bye. I feel like it's fun to have a call and response.
Call and response. What are the lyrics? You're just like me, I'm just like you.
I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You're just like me.
It's something anyone can see.
Yes.
The heart that beats, a voice that speaks the truth. Yes, I am a girl like you.
I am a girl like you.
Yes.
I'm a girl like you, everybody. Even if you're not a girl. No matter how you identify.
We're all girls.
That's going to be a creepy little end right there. I just put my entire mouth onto the microphone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're all girls. It's kind of like, isn't there that podcast where they always say boy? Like everything's a boy?
Oh, yeah. I think that's my brother.
Yeah. Now everything's a girl. We're all girls.
We're all girls. We're all girls here. We're all gals.
Okay, well.
Be a girl's girl.
See you next.
Tell me the truth.
Week or next week? Next week for a Barbie movie. Maybe next week for a bonus episode.
Well, yeah. Let's try and do a bonus episode. I'm not working as crazy of a schedule next week. I just had to work all 5 days this week.
Ooh.
Because we lost 2 people at work.
Ooh.
But they're fine. They just got new jobs.
Is there drama?
No, I just miss them.
Oh, so there wasn't like no one rage quit or anything?
No, one just got a job that actually is in her field, which I should do also. And then my manager left to manage a different store that's, like very local and, more in her interest field because it's like makeup and earrings and stuff, I think. Oh. It's called Studs.
Yeah. Shout out there.
I miss her already. But yeah, shout out to Studs in Manhattan. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna go there and bother her and bite rings from her and stuff. I miss you already, Brie. You're never gonna listen to this because I literally never tell anyone I work with about my podcast.
Aw. Do they follow you on Instagram?
Yes.
But you don't post
It's not that I don't want them to hear this. I just like to have my private space where I can complain about work without them hearing.
Your private Barbie movies.
My private Barbie movie space with my friend, Felicia, my sister. Because you are my sister.
Oh. This
According to Greek law. We're sisters now.
Oh, I was like, this could be a different
I passed
thing.
a candle to you.
You weren't the one who gave me the candle, though.
Well, like, metaphorically.
Like,
I'm sorry.
we all passed the candle?
Yeah, we all passed a candle and we're Greek sisters.
We're sisters for life. Is that what they say?
Like,
Do you have to?
I don't know.
Are you supposed to refer to someone as your sister, like, forever?
Yeah. And I think it's like, I now accept you as my sister. We were in a cult, dude. You're still in the cult.
No, they say,
why did I...
we accept you as your lifelong sister, so it is for life.
Still creepy.
So you're still in the cult. Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry if anyone from the sorority listens to this. I didn't mean it.
We all know it's a cult.
Yeah, it is a cult. I kind of wish...
Yeah. So anyways.
Wait, I was gonna say... I sometimes wish we'd lean more into the cult, but...
Dude... Okay, I have a whole nother rant about the sorority, which is not going to be recorded, but I will continue it as I'm walking to the bus stop with you.
Okay. Well...
Okay. I'm just like you.
Bye. See you next time.
You didn't say you're just like me.
No, sorry. You're just like me.
It's a call and response. I'm just like you.
You're just like me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I love you. Bye.
Bye.